Hi there, I'm trying to work out whether this transformer I've got, this is an output transformer, and I bought this in to replace the output transformer in the Marshall clone, the Silver Jubilee clone, the 2550. And basically the output transformer's gone on there. I sent that away twice to get it rewound and it wasn't working, so I've had this custom made for it. Unfortunately, it's rubbish quality. Look, plastic end cheeks, plastic supports here. It's not good. I'm not very happy about that, but I'm testing to see whether it works anyway, and has got the right impedance and everything. It says here 3.3K. It says here VM PT. So Vermelho is red. This one here. This is the primary. The secondary has 3 wires instead of 4 actually. It should be 4. It has a black wire, which is 0, a purple wire and a yellow wire. Here we see which is amarelo, which is yellow. In Portuguese, that is 4 ohms. And RX is roxo, which is 8 ohms. And that's purple. Roxo's purple. It's only got 250 watt wattage, which isn't enough actually. It should be 500 watts. So I think it's slightly wrong there as well. And there's no 16 ohm tap on this, so I'm not sure how useful this is going to be. Anyway, what you need to do to calculate the impedance on this transformer, you cannot just connect a DC ohm meter up and check that it's 3.3K, because that doesn't work. It doesn't even work when you use an analog meter on it as well. I've got an analog meter, but that doesn't work. You can't measure anything. When you measure this output there, it's close to 0 on the 8 ohm. It's not as simple as connecting black wire to the 8 ohm wire and finding 8 ohms. You don't get that. It'd be like 0.7 of an ohm or something. Same goes with the 4 ohm. So there's a special way of finding out what the impedance of this transformer is and make sure it's actually all right. And the way you do it, you have to get something like this, which is a sine signal generator. You want to generate a sine wave at about 1 kilohertz, which is what I've got here, and output a voltage from this. For some reason it says there's 6.132 volts, but in fact you're only getting about 2 volts going in. So what you need to do is inject between the 0 volts or the 0 and the 8 ohm first of all. So you inject 2 volts there, measure that there, and then measure the 2 blacks here, which are the either end of the primary transformer. Don't worry about the center tap, which is this one, which is red. That's not used in this case, but these 2 here you have to measure the voltage on there. So what you actually have here, have the primary input, so the purple, which is 8 ohm tap, 2 volts input, and you measure on these black wires 41.15 volts output. Then what you have to do is divide 41.5 by 2, which gives you 20.5 something. I can't read out my own writing there, but anyway, you divide this by this, which gives you 20.5, and then what you have to do is do the square of 20.5. So that's 20.5 times 20.5 will equal 43.33. And this is a 3.3K transformer. So what you need to do is you need to divide this here, 3.3K, by that, and then you should end up with 8 ohms, more or less, which just goes to show that that is the correct transformer that will give you 8 ohms there. I tried it with a 4 ohm tap as well, so that put 2 volts in. I got 58 volts out. The winding ratio would be 29 because it's 58 divided by 2 is 29. And then I square the 29. So 29 times 29 is 841. So then I take 3,300, divide that by 841, and you actually get 4 ohms, or 4, close to 4. So that is basically telling you what you need for that transformer, what you should get out. And I looked online what this sort of transformer should be, and they said 3.3k, probably 3.5k will work, that sort of area, it should work all right. So by verifying these calculations, I can see that this is working fine. I've tried it at 1 volt output as well. I might just verify it at sort of like 10 volts if I can get 10 volts out of this signal generator, and make sure it measures all right on this primary winding. So obviously we're doing the reverse that we would normally do. We're putting the voltage into the secondary and measuring the primary. You've got to be very careful how you do this, because obviously if you put too much voltage into the secondary, obviously the primary is much more, sorry, the secondary is much more than the primary. So for every 2 volts, or here every 1 volt you put in on the 4 ohm tap, which is the yellow one, you get 29 volts out. So imagine if you put 100 volts there, you know, it would just be a lethal voltage you would get on the other side. So you need to be careful. So I would recommend if you've got a suitable signal generator, you just start with 1 volt, 2 volts, that sort of thing, because obviously you don't want to get a nasty electric shock from the primary of this transformer. So I think I'm going to send this transformer back, because one thing is it's not 500 watts, which is what I need for those 2 EL34s which are on that amplifier there. The other thing is the quality is awful. I can't put this on the unit, it's just horrible. I might somehow be able to unbolt all this and bolt on the metal frame, which might be an idea. But the other problem with this is I've only got 3 wires coming out instead of 4. I should have a 0, 4 ohms, 8 ohms and 16 ohms. So I don't know why they left one out off there. So anyway, I'll have to see what I can do. It's bank holiday here in Brazil today, so tomorrow we'll have to ring up and see what happened with a spec, because this isn't right. So there we go. This is how you test the impedance, and you know, I studied this morning. I didn't know myself, so you learn something new every day. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope this has been helpful, and if it has, I would be very grateful if you could like and maybe subscribe. I'm getting pretty close to the 1,000 mark now of subscribers, which is not a lot compared to a lot of channels, but once I get to 1,000 I can maybe get a little bit of money out of my videos. At the moment I'm getting nothing, so I'm just doing this for educational purposes. But you know, I'm going back to England soon. I haven't got anywhere to live, and the cost of living in England is super high, and I've got no income now whatsoever at the moment. So it'd be great if I could monetize a bit off YouTube, but if you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. But thank you to all the people that have subscribed. I get probably at the moment about 2 subscribers a week, 2 or 3. So that's great. Thanks very much for my subscribers watching this. It's very much appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.